Perhaps the most surprising quarterback performance of the weekend, Matt Ryan finishes as the quarterback 2 against Jacksonville. This was most surprising because, well, number one, Matt Ryan looked really rusty in previous games. He did not perform the last time that he played Jacksonville. If we look at his performance in week 2 against Jacksonville, he completed 53% of his passes, only 30 attempts. He threw 3 interceptions and scored 1.8 fantasy points. Instead, Matt Ryan bounces back and is the quarterback 2, 27.2 fantasy points, mostly through the air, 58 pass attempts, almost doubled the pass attempts he had in week 2 when Jacksonville faced off against the Indianapolis Colts. 3 passing touchdowns, and we'll talk about a couple of the top performers for the Colts as well. You'll see some correlation there. But Matt Ryan, this was his best performance of the season by far, 27 fantasy points. If we look at his previous games, he hadn't hit higher than 17.8 fantasy points, and then he hasn't had a 27-point game since week 9 of 2021 against New Orleans, where he threw for 2 touchdowns, also had a rushing touchdown, 28.5 fantasy points then. So, Matt Ryan, it looked like he did his homework, he did his studies. It looked like he was a new player in this game, getting the ball to Michael Pittman and Deion Jackson and Jelani Woods. All 3 of the positions were in the top 10. So we'll talk about the Indianapolis Colts more throughout this live stream. But ultimately, I don't think that Matt Ryan, this is not sustainable either. This is not what we had seen. He is facing Tennessee next week, and Tennessee is coming off the bye. So they're going to see that Matt Ryan was able to just pick apart the Jacksonville Jaguars after watching what he was able to do or not able to do week 2. I think that he's going to fall back to earth as like a mid-pack quarterback 2 in week 7 against Tennessee. He's hyper-targeted Deion Jackson and Michael Pittman in this game, and Alec Pierce also got pretty involved. So I am concerned that Matt Ryan's just been extremely inconsistent so far. 2 games below 7 fantasy points coming into week 6. And he was 15 to 17 fantasy points in the other games. So mid-quarterback 2, I think, is where Matt Ryan is going to be pegged pretty much the rest of the way going forward. Is he going to have spike weeks? Occasionally, but to get almost 60 pass attempts, that's a little high for me. I think Matt Ryan goes back down to about the quarterback 15 to 18 range.